The moon cast an eerie glow over the Sonoran Desert, its silver light reflecting off the wreckage of a downed cartel plane. The dry wind howled through the scattered debris, carrying the scent of burnt rubber and jet fuel. James Hawkins, a retired DEA agent, stood in the middle of it all, his sharp eyes scanning the wreckage. He had come across many drug-related crashes in his career, but something about this scene didn't add up. The cargo hold was empty, not even a trace of narcotics. Instead, he found bullet-riddled briefcases, charred documents, and a laptop buried half in the sand. His instincts screamed that this wasn't just another cartel operation gone wrong. This was something much bigger. If you enjoyed this heartfelt story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing tales. Your support keeps us going. As he powered on the laptop, lines of encrypted data flickered on the screen, followed by a series of documents revealing offshore accounts, political deals, and encrypted messages between cartel leaders and high-ranking U.S. and Mexican officials. Hawkins' blood ran cold. If this information was real, it meant the corruption ran deeper than anyone could have imagined. Before he could dig deeper, headlights appeared in the distance, a black SUV, then another. He knew trouble when he saw it. Grabbing the laptop, he barely had time to react before bullets tore through the wreckage. Adrenaline surged through his veins as he rolled behind a fallen wing and fired back. The gunfight was brief but brutal. Outnumbered, Hawkins managed to slip into the shadows, disappearing into the desert night. Back in his safe house, Hawkins spent hours analyzing the data. What he found was staggering: links to Governor Santos of Mexico, U.S. Senator Parker, and several high-ranking officials in law enforcement. They weren't just protecting the cartel, they were using it as a tool for something far more insidious. He couldn't handle this alone. He reached out to Sheriff Peter Crawford, an old friend who had always walked the thin line between law and justice, and FBI agent Andrea, known for her fearless pursuit of corruption. Both were reluctant at first, knowing the dangers of going against such powerful figures. But once they saw the evidence, there was no turning back. The deeper they dug, the more dangerous it became. Their movements were tracked, their calls intercepted, and soon the enemy struck back. Sheriff Crawford's house was torched, a clear warning. Luna's FBI resources were mysteriously pulled, leaving her vulnerable. Hawkins himself barely survived an assassination attempt when his car exploded just moments after he stepped out. It was clear they had stirred a hornet's nest, but instead of backing down, they pressed harder. Luna managed to decrypt a crucial file that revealed not just political ties, but a full-scale operation designed to manipulate governments and economies through cartel influence. The conspiracy wasn't just about money, it was about control. Things took a devastating turn when Hawkins' daughter, Linda, was abducted. A chilling message was left on his phone, a distorted voice warning him to drop the investigation or never see his daughter again. Hawkins had lost friends before. He had seen partners die, but this was different. This was his blood. His rage boiled over, and with Crawford and Luna by his side, he launched a relentless hunt for those responsible. Their search led them to a remote compound deep in the Mexican desert, a heavily guarded fortress where the syndicate operated in secrecy. Armed with whatever weapons they could get their hands on, Hawkins and his team launched an all-out assault. Explosions ripped through the night as bullets flew from every direction. Hawkins fought like a man possessed, tearing through guards, his only thought on reaching Linda. When he finally found her, bruised but alive, the real enemy stood waiting: Governor Santos himself, flanked by mercenaries. The standoff was tense, but Hawkins had come prepared. With a single nod to Luna, she activated a global leak of the encrypted files. Every news outlet, every law enforcement agency in the world, received undeniable proof of the conspiracy. The fortress fell into chaos. Governor Santos tried to escape, but Hawkins wasn't about to let that happen. A brutal fight ensued, fists meeting flesh, bones breaking under raw fury. In the end, Santos lay on the ground, bloodied and beaten. Luna and Crawford secured Linda, while the world outside erupted in political scandal. Senator Parker was arrested. Corrupt officials scrambled to cover their tracks, but there was no escaping the truth now. The conspiracy had been shattered. As the dust settled, Hawkins stood by his daughter, watching as the morning sun painted the desert gold. He had won the battle, but he knew the war against corruption never truly ended. It simply changed faces, moved into the shadows, waiting for its next opportunity. As news anchors spoke of the largest political takedown in modern history, Hawkins quietly walked away. His fight wasn't over. Not yet. If you enjoyed this heartfelt story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing tales. Your support keeps us going.